it wasn't that long ago, Ambassador Haley, that if we talked about a vocal coalition of Arabs, Israelis, and Americans across the front opposed to Iran's regional adventurism, nuclear ambitions, that people would have said you were dreaming, that will never happen. But that's the reality that we find ourselves in today. How can we get to the place where that extraordinary coalition, a real coalition, is emphasized domestically and politically, when I think most Americans understand that the threat of a nuclear Iran and Iran's behavior in the region is incredibly dangerous? What do we do to be a loud voice to the American people to underscore that now there's many public servants that are on this call. We've achieved, Brian's achieved, Norm has achieved, you've achieved the coalition that we all dreamed of, which is Arabs and Israelis and Americans, Iran's neighbors, who would never speak in the past. How do we convey that to Americans of all political persuasions and say, look, we've made enormous progress in this region. Peace could break out in this region if we could align ourselves and be focused on Iran, and we were united as to our policy on Iran. What do you say to convey that to the American people and elevate that topic in such a charged political environment that we have now?
You know, I think we can't emphasize enough the deal that happened last week. That was just so huge, and it's a great beginning. If we go and we pull in the Emiratis, if we go and pull in the Egyptians, if we go back and look at Jordanians and Israel and bring them together, there is a group here. What I would love to see is to have President Trump go back and have that same meeting he had his first year. Meet with the Arab partners again in the name of fighting terrorism, but this time we're meeting with the Arab partners in the name of fighting Iran specifically. This is a time of great strength. This is a time to show that there's a lot of good that can happen when we all come together. And I think our Arab partners are ready. They've felt the wrath of what the Iranians can do. I mean, many of the panelists have said it today. Saudi Arabia has had to deal with so much of it. And anyone that has dealt with Hezbollah or Hamas or, you know, any of the proxies that they have done, the Houthis in Yemen, they all know that Iran is behind this. And so I think right now we emphasize what happened with the Emiratis. We encourage the other Arab countries to come along and join the Emiratis in this coalition. And then to see the president get together with the Arab countries again would be absolutely huge at continuing the fight that we've already started.